Hey, it's Dale here. Welcome back to the Do the Work podcast. I'm here today solo. I want to talk to you about an important topic, that is GLP-1's and weight loss drugs. And I know I've given my opinion on this before, but things change, and also we have experiences, and I've had experiences at the minute with 3 of my clients who have been very successful with GLP-1's, weight loss drugs. We're going to refer to them as GLP-1's in this video. They have lost 20 kilos or more than 20 kilos each, which collectively is almost one of me. So they've been really successful with the use of this drug as a weight loss intervention. But I want to give a balanced and nuanced perspective as always. And I wanted to start with the positive side of this because I want people to know that I do think that there is a place for these drugs within the weight loss intervention space. However, we always should be aware of the other side of things as well. And where I want to start with this is I want to take you back a few years, and it's quite recent memory, and there are a lot of people in, quite well followed spaces, let's say influencers and things like that, who are really pushing a body positivity movement, which I'm not against completely. However, they were pushing it with the idea that they are healthy as they are okay as they are, and they are happy as they are, and they don't want to change. And then all of a sudden, when this option came available, a lot of these people then opted for this option to lose weight really quickly, and many of which have publicized that they've used this, which is obviously confusing to the people who are in that space, who followed these people who thought that it was okay to be overweight and that you could be healthy at being overweight. And so there's a little bit of a discrepancy here between what actually is the truth behind this. Now, as with anything, as I say, it's nuanced, but my concern is that previously we said that we can be overweight and healthier because we can make healthy choices with nutrition, we can eat more whole foods, we can eat fewer processed foods, we can exercise, we can get fresh air, and we can still carry a little bit of extra body fat and be healthier, which is true. However, now we're in a world where everybody seems to be opting for this drug and forgetting that a very short time ago, we said that body positivity was really important, and no matter what size we were, we should be happy with ourselves. So it's blurred the lines a little bit between where we are there, which segues me nicely into the bit where I'm a little bit concerned, or very concerned, about people's general well-being and overall health. To bring you back to my clients who have lost, as I say, almost me in terms of weight loss, over 60 kilos. They have been doing it alongside exercising regularly, making good choices, eating enough protein, and then therefore they've been working on getting healthier as well as losing weight, which, as we used to say just 12, 18 months ago, 24 months ago, it is important to look after your health markers as well as to lose weight, which is absolutely the truth. There's nothing wrong with wanting vanity metrics and wanting to feel better, look better, feel better for your partner, feel better to go dating, just feel better in your clothes or in your swimwear or whatever it might be. But we need to do that alongside actually being healthier as well. And now people have easy access to this drug, and for some reason I've forgotten that it's really important to exercise alongside it. Now, I have my own thoughts that the people that are providing this drug, be that the NHS or the private clinics or whatever it might be, need to be doing more to educate people to understand that. And maybe it should be prescribed along with it, but that might be a conversation for another day to go into it in more depth. But we need to take our own personal responsibility to educate ourselves that yes, this drug is going to make us lose weight because it makes us less hungry, therefore we eat less food, and lo and behold, the calorie deficit is the thing that underpins weight loss, contrary to what the people who talk about carnivore diet and keto diet and all these other diets that apparently are the key to weight loss. It turns out all along that the calorie deficit was most important. Now, that aside, the thing that we need to do whilst we are losing weight, or what is important for us to do, is that we try and maintain as much muscle mass as possible. And one of the big problems with this intervention, let's say, is that people are losing a lot of muscle mass along the way because they're eating basically an apple and a bag of crisps all day. they're not eating enough protein, they're losing muscle mass, and also because they are not weight training, they are not asking their body to preserve the muscle that they have got. This is going to be detrimental to metabolism, this is going to be detrimental to strength, this is going to lead to longer term things like osteoporosis and all those things that are going to make our quality of life poorer. So it's a problem and it needs dealing with, and people need educating about it. And as you can see, I'm quite passionate about it because I want to help people, but I want them to do it in a sustainable way that provides them with longevity rather than just a quick short-term fix. I'm not saying you need to turn into, 5 days a week gym kind of person, but you should be training alongside this and it should come as a recommendation. So please, if you are listening to this and you are either taking GLP-1s or you're thinking about it, consider the idea that previously the world said that being healthy and a little bit overweight is fine, and that is the case. But if you do want to lose weight, please don't forget that you should be healthy too. You should manage your energy. You should want to preserve muscle mass, or even better, build some muscle to protect your body. And at the end of the day, to feel healthier, happier, to have more energy and to feel more confident, which is exactly why people go on this weight loss journey in the first place. So that's one of the biggest things. People are not training enough to preserve muscle mass, to get stronger, for their mental clarity, mental health, for their fitness, just so that they can walk up and down stairs without getting out of breath. Just because you've lost weight, granted, things are going to be easier, but it doesn't mean that your heart health has necessarily improved. Then the other piece of this is the elephant in the room. The science suggests that people are regaining weight after coming off this drug and losing a substantial amount of weight 4 to 5 times faster than conventional diets. Now, by the way, people used to say that conventional diets don't work because you regain the weight really quick. Well, people on GLP-1s that are coming off are regaining it 4 or 5 times faster than that. So this is a problem. And again, it ties into what I was just saying before. And it's that the habits that you need to maintain weight are the same habits that you need to preserve muscle mass and get healthier and have more energy. And some of the things we've already talked about in terms of weight training, in terms of some cardio, in terms of just eating well nutritionally and getting enough protein, getting enough sleep. All of these things need to be tied in alongside the weight loss jabs as well. The weight loss jabs aren't a magic potion, although they might seem like they are. And just because someone at work has lost 3 stone, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily healthier. It doesn't mean that they haven't lost muscle mass. And it also doesn't mean that they're not going to regain the weight when they eventually come off that drug. The science suggests they will. So we're looking at them right now thinking, oh my God, I want some of that. They're losing loads of weight, but we're not foreseeing what's going to happen in the future. So I'm not saying don't take these drugs. As I say, have 3 clients that are being incredibly successful at using this drug as a weight loss intervention. Again, they've lost over 20 kilos each, and they are exercising and they are monitoring and managing their protein intake alongside that so that they're preserving as much muscle mass as possible. They're not getting stronger in the gym because they're in a bit of a depletion, they're in a deep calorie deficit. And so when that's the case, you are in literally an energy deficit. Things are harder, it's harder to get stronger. But if we train, we can at least tell our body that it would be a good idea to preserve as much muscle mass as possible. We're gonna make sure that our bone density is still good, or at least getting better as a result of training. And that alongside the weight loss benefits of carrying around less weight, in these examples, 20 kilos less weight each day, is going to make life a lot easier. But trust me, if you do this and then if you come off them and have no plans to exercise, to implement some good habits around nutrition, the hunger is going to come back. You're going to be another one of those statistics of the people that regain the weight 4 or 5 times faster than before. And you're going to be even more frustrated than you were previously because you'll be thinking, what was the point of doing all of that and spending all of that money on the jabs that they didn't work? And it's just going to be another one of them strategies that goes in the "it didn't work for me" category. And so I want you to win. I want you to get results. and I want you to maintain your results. And that's what we do here at Do the Work HQ. We teach you how to get results, and you will start making progress right away, but we focus on longevity. We don't try and turn it around in 6 weeks, and we don't focus on, as I say, quick fixes. We focus on how do we teach you to lose the weight and feel happier, healthier, have more energy and feel more confident. But also, how do we make sure that those habits stay so that when you get roughly to where you want to be, you can then maintain those results. And normally what happens is people go off in different directions and they focus on performance-based goals. Maybe they want to get stronger, maybe they want to do a 5K, maybe they want to do, I don't know, some sort of fitness competition like a Born Survivor, which some of my clients are doing soon. And they go off in different directions. Other people just enjoy the gym, enjoy getting stronger in the gym and stick with that. But if you don't train yourself on what to do once you've got the result, whilst you're getting the result, it's only going to go one way. And that is the big problem that I see right now with the GLP-1s. It's firstly that people, as I say, don't plan for what's coming after. And then also that we just don't focus on the most important thing, which is our health and how we feel. So if you feel like shit all the time because you're not eating the right stuff and you're not moving, you're not going outside, you're not getting any exercise, you're not going to feel any better. And then when you come off it and that hunger comes back and you start to regain the weight again, you're not going to know what to do, and you're not going to have the support around you and the people around you to tell you what to do. Which is where, as I say, we come in again, having an amazing community of people who, as I say, some of which, 3 of which, not a lot of people, but some of them are using this drug. And so you're not around someone who's going to judge you, you're around people who are going to help you and support you to make sure that you stay on track long after you come off the drug or long after you stop the diet or whatever it is that you're using as an intervention to get to where you want to be. But GLP-1s are not the one thing. They are a tool to use alongside other tools to ensure that you get your mind and your body in the right place in order to be successful long term. So please don't be another statistic of someone who regains the weight 4 or 5 times faster. Please don't be someone who's another statistic of someone who loses muscle mass and is less happy than they were before they started the drug. Please don't be someone whose energy is on the floor because all you're eating per day is a banana and a bag of crisps. Please remember that before we used to talk about body positivity and we used to talk about health and well-being and mental health. And all of a sudden it seems to be forgotten and everyone is just on this weight loss hype. It's like we're going back to the 1990s or something. Whilst we are doing that, we can still improve our health, our fitness, our well-being. And we can do it using the GLP-1 weight loss drugs if we feel it's necessary. But it's not the only thing that you should be doing. You need to be doing some exercise. You need to be considering the quality of the food that you're eating. And ideally, you need to do it alongside the support of someone who knows what they're talking about. And so hopefully this video has gone some way to helping you understand a little bit more about what's going on in the space now around GLP-1s and the weight loss drugs. And it would make sense not to listen to everybody at work that is using them. It would make sense to do your own research, look at the statistics, look at the guidance on what you should be doing alongside this if you are considering using it. But again, it should probably only be used if you've exhausted all the other options. So if you need help on any of that stuff, or if you've got a question, just pop us a message. I would love to help. You can send me an email. All the information is in the show notes below. I won't bite. Send me a message. I'd love to help. We'll be back soon.